It's no secret that colder and drier weather can wreak havoc on your hair, but how can you protect your scalp from the itching and the flaking? Dermatologist Dr. Kazin is here to explain what we need to do about this. So is this something that affects a lot of people?
It actually does. I think most people are embarrassed to talk about it, but when the temperature drops and the humidity drops, which I actually look forward to, a lot of people start to have to change their hair care routine, and they can get some scalp itch and things which we can talk about.
And I would imagine if you already have dry hair, it probably is a little worse, or dry scalp.
For sure. I tell people when fall and winter come around, you often have to change your skincare routine, and then you have to change your skincare for the scalp routine. And so they kind of go hand in hand.
All right, so what changes should we make?
So first, I tell people they may want to consider shampooing less frequently. Now, I'm not telling people that they have to shower less frequently, but they may consider getting in the shower, soaping up their body like usual, but perhaps just wetting their hair if they want to get out and restyle it, or covering their hair in the shower and avoiding the blow dry altogether.
I'm sure there are people out there who are shaking their head right now and saying, that is not going to work for me. My hair would just be too greasy if I skipped a shampoo.
Yeah, I think for people with fine hair, I agree that it can look too greasy. So then what I recommend is when they get out of the shower after shampooing, they maybe use some scalp or hair oils. And there's plenty of them out there. I brought one here. It's a 10. There's also the Moroccan oil. I generally recommend putting them on the ends of the hair.
Okay.
They tend to be a little greasy for the roots.
Sure.
For the roots, you can use more of like a spray that's aerosolized and can help give you a nice root lift with your blow dry.
Isn't that interesting? So even if you have naturally oily hair, you still might need a little bit for the bottom of your hair.
I agree. I mean, especially for styles like mine, I do the ombre, so it's actually lighter at the ends, which are already dry, but I just like the style. So the ends really need extra moisture.
Does this apply to men as well as women?
Definitely. I think that men, because their hair is shorter and they don't typically do as much chemically to it, they maybe don't see it as much, but I see plenty of men who start getting flaking and dryness of the scalp.
All right, so this is the product that you're referring to. This
Yes.
is the oil-based product, Keratin
Yes.
Plus Miracle Oil. Hello, you can't go wrong there.
And it's not cheap. I mean, it's a minor investment, but you know, when you're having a bad hair day, pretty much you're not having a good day. So
this is so true. And you know, I guess you need to be creative too. You know, you mentioned earlier, I was complimenting you on your ponytail, and you said, look, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I just switched gears when I realized how humid it was out there.
I needed a plan B.
Yes, you did. A beautiful plan B. Okay, so another thing that people need to keep in mind during the colder months.
Okay, so they might want to skip highlights. So, you know, fall, winter, we can look into those more darker brown, chestnut tones, because a lot of times giving your hair a nice holiday from highlights, especially when you highlight your hair over 2 shades lighter, those chemicals are really drying. I mean, even though I love those sun-kissed highlights in the summer, you can give your hair a break.
It strips the hair.
It really does. It strips the hair, it dries it out, it causes split ends and all of those types of things.
Are you recommending no color at all?
Well, you know, I color my hair for gray as well as for style, so I could never tell someone not to color their hair, knowing that I couldn't do it. But going darker, even if it's just to color the gray, is better than going lighter.
It's not as harsh on the hair.
Harsh. Exactly.
I did not know that. Very interesting. Okay, you say that it's really important to maybe add a little bit more conditioner after you shampoo your
Exactly.
hair.
It's interesting because I was always someone that used conditioner, but when I started to talk to patients, there are some people that never use conditioner, maybe more of the fine hair, shorter hair patients. But sometimes in winter, just like we have to change our skin moisturizer, you need to add a little bit more moisture. And I tell people, add a little conditioner. Again, it doesn't have to be at the root where the most scalp oil is. It can just be at the ends, and then you can still style as normal.
Yeah, and if you have more normal hair that requires a conditioner, maybe a heavier conditioner in the winter months.
And also maybe leave it in for longer. You could even do a hair treatment once a week where you leave it in and cover with a shower cap.
Sure,
exactly.
Those deep conditioners are great. All right, products matter. You showed us one of the products. What other things do you have here on the table?
So I really like a general thermal spray. So I tend to spray this on my hair when it's damp, and then before I do my blow dry, it just kind of seals in the moisture of the hair and blocks it from the heat. And I spray extra on the ends.
That's before you blow out.
Correct.
You would put this on.
Exactly.
Okay, now I have purchased one of these, but you know, particularly for flat ironing, and I get a little confused because I'm thinking, are you supposed to go from wet you know, you dry the hair,
right,
and then you're going back over it to flat iron. I'm talking about on really curly hair here. So would you then wet it with the spray and then go back over it with the flat iron?
So I don't, because I do the same thing.
Okay.
I blow dry and then I flat iron. Much to the dismay of my stylist, who swears I should never use that. But yeah, so I dry it a tiny bit just to get the real moisture out. Then I spray. Then I blow dry. Now it's dry, but I had that blocking it. And then I do the flat iron, because I don't agree with flat iron wet hair. It's just sizzle, and it just doesn't seem right.
It feels like it's frying.
It feels like it does. Even though there probably is some protection, it worries me.
So this before you blow dry.
Exactly. And then this after I flat iron.
When you're all done,
when I'm all done,
you really
and I want some shine at the end.
Yes. Okay, that's your finishing product.
Yes.
All right, and I see you've got some really good brushes over there, and there's the flat iron.
Exactly. There is the flat iron. So yeah, I actually was telling you beforehand, I mean, I brought these from my bathroom. I actually own all of these brushes because I do think that you need a variety. So I typically use this brush, which has really smooth synthetic tips that are wide, and so it's good for detangling wet hair.
All right.
It doesn't snag your hair.
We are out of time. I'm going to send them to your website for more information.
Right.
And should they go to the Skin Laser?
Yes, skinlaser.com.
All right. Dr. Rebecca Kazin, we thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful hair tips for the winter months. And we'll be right back with much more Let's Talk Live.